awake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.
Breaking news. Some of you have heard the breaking news today. There was an ERA hearing in Washington, D.C., and it was frustrating to say the least. From what I understand, we have our hummingbirds were there. Kamala Lopez and Elizabeth Croydon and Natalie White. They were all there. They showed up super early. They're super chipper. And they had to get there early because when they got inside, they sat right in the front row with all their shirts on. And they got moved to the back. They got moved to the back, yes. So, yeah, if you can believe it. They got moved to the back, and then it was a kangaroo court, from what I understand. They were not getting anything done. The Equal Rights Amendment, for those of you that might not know, was written by Alice Paul, and it simply says equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state on account of sex. Basically, puts women in the Constitution. Women are not really in the Constitution. They got the right to vote, but that was about it. 100 years later, this thing still was just ratified, got the thing ratified, and now they won't put it in the Constitution. So we got Kamala got these shirts made, and they all went to this hearing with hope in their hearts. I've got the shirt on today. Publish ERA now, because it's ratified, but it's just not published. And Joe Biden could just tell the archivist, publish it, but it's not happening. They've got some crazy reasons for not doing it. No one knows what they are. And so Kamala got up and started talking. Elizabeth got up and started talking. And let's see what happened.
That the ERA is ratified, it's ready, and must be published right now. This is illegal, this is a fraud.
Oh, no.
Equal rights right now. 38 states ratified.
You tell them, Kamala.
Must be published.
Look at those people sitting around being reasonable.
All right, Congress's role is over.
Too much reasonableness.
Fight the fraud.
And then our other hummingbird, Elizabeth Croydon, she also voiced her opinion.
All Biden needs to do is pick up the phone and make a phone call to the constitutional archivist, who will in fact ratify and publish.
Yes, applause. Activism. Yes, hummingbirds out there activating. Yes, hummingbird powers activate. Woo!
Shit,
Yep.
man.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So let's just see what the comments are. Yes. Did you make any friends in jail? Yeah, they took him away to jail. They booked him. But, you know, Capitol Police, super cool people from what I understand. And they actually were like, yep, we totally get it. They learned about it as well. it was all three Team EME. So we were just chatting about what we were going to order for lunch. Alice Crenshaw also got arrested. Alice, I don't have footage of Alice. She's equalmeansequal.org if you want to know more about the Equal Rights Amendment. At the top, we don't usually talk about politics, but since these are our very own hummingbirds, I love you, Kamala, and the hummingbirds. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, right? This is activism. Activism. We're live on TikTok. Had over 1,000 people watching at the time. Wow, that's awesome. Bloss, did you want to say something?
I'm taken aback, man. I mean, they're so passionate, and without them, it'll never get done.
That's
right. Just how it works, man.
Without people standing up. I mean, it's been 100 years. 100 years. Coming up on the centennial since Alice Paul wrote that.
They wrote it. Am I right that they wrote it up, but they didn't implement it? They didn't pass it or something, right?
They ratified it. They didn't ratify it at first because what happens is it goes through Congress, goes through the Senate, and then it goes out to the people. And it went out to the different states. Fell 3 states short. They put some arbitrary, ridiculous deadline on it, which deadlines is just not a thing. But they put a deadline on it. And so it fell short by 3 states. There was a big campaign against it. Phyllis Schlafly and all these crazy people that were, I don't know, they were thought that women were going to have to use the same toilets as men at the same time, apparently. There was something about the draft, just a bunch of ridiculous stuff that they, and so that was back in the 80s. And then when that was happening, and so then Equal Means Equal came along, lots of other people, and Equal Means Equal said, hey, let's try the 3-state strategy, which is to get 3 more states and get it ratified, and then get it put in the Constitution. Got it ratified, got the 3 more states, and they're not putting it in the Constitution. So that's what this here. No, they won't do it. That's what, and it's a simple phone call to the archivist. Say, hey, put it in there. President could do it. Not doing it. Nobody knows why. Nobody knows why. There's not a valid reason. Let's see what else. Humming activists. Maybe if you had a sponsor mention from Slob 90X, the bureaucrats would be able to relate. Yeah, maybe we should get Ronnie McDonnie down there. So impressive. He could throw his weight around, right? Good for you and your friend. Stand up for what you believe in. Just cause. Thanks, hummingbirds. All right. That's cool, Richard. All right, we're moving on. But that happened today. Don't see it in the news much, do you? Anyway, don't know why. Don't know why.
Get out.
Yep. Get out. All right, today we got a really good show, so let's get into this thing. I'll see you in the show.
Therapy.
Lunch therapy. Wow. Starting off with some real drama today. That's what we like on the show. We like drama. We like comedy. We like guests. Today we're going to have a guest stop in. Bloss, you're in this show.
Sir.
I hear you're in a musical.
Yeah, I've been invited to join a cast for the great musical, The Obeah Mon.
The Obeah Mon. And so, excuse me, we're going to have Jeffrey Anderson Gunter on the show live from his car just to tell us about the show. And then we're going to get on to, we've got some roving reporter. I did some roving reporter myself with my relatives. Also, we're going to be talking about animals and the space shuttle, believe it or not. So let's get into this thing. Todd Lee says, not going to do it. Totally out of context. I like taking comments out of context. But first, we have to breathe, and we're going to breathe to the handpan dulcet tones of Nadiana, one of the great handpan players out there.
actually have steel drums.
Steel drums in the show. That's the connection, right? So yeah, there are going to be steel drums in the show that we're going to be talking about for sure. But on this show, okay, now it's time to breathe. If anybody knows this show, you know that we breathe, and we like to breathe in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. This is the YouTube channel Nadiana. He is a hand pan aficionado. Right now, he's just doing improvised music. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. You know, the precursor to the hand pan was the steel drum. Basically, a hand pan is two steel drums fused together. Just the drum part. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. If you are your own roving reporter, then we'll also get to see some time travel. Yes, live roving reporter, me. Matt, I don't know if you saw the activism at the beginning of the show, but you're going to want to dial it back and check it out later on. String theory. I could be dual instead of non-dual, perhaps. Greg Wardela. Do they always have to wear a man bun? Yeah, as soon as I get my hand pan, the bun is happening. I just got to figure out how to tie it. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. I know, we got to get some people playing the hand pan that don't look like pan players. Just the tip of the steel drum. Yes, just the tip. All right, my friends. I've got Jeffrey Anderson Gunter in the green room now, and I'm going to bring him on in a minute here. We're going to have a live guest. So this has been Nadiana helping us breathe. Hoy, player one. Hoy, Kamala. Let's get going. All right. This is a little foreshadowing here of something that might happen later on in the show if we're lucky. This is the roving reporter. This is from inside the Nintendo world at Universal Studios. Yes, I ventured out to Universal Studios with my relatives, Heather, Dave, George, and Jack. And we lived to tell the tale, but barely. I almost didn't make it. But right now, we've got a live guest. He's hanging on by a thread because he's in his car. And we're going to get him on here as soon as I figure out how to make that happen. Yes, live guest. Here we go. It's time. Bloss, you're going to be on too. Okay, Bloss? Aha! Yeah!
There you go.
Jeffrey Anderson Gunter. Now,
What's up?
I did not introduce you, but you are an actor who has been in so many different things. You've been on Broadway. You were in Naked Gun 33 and a third. You were the cinnamon stick in the Jack's, what is it called?
Kellogg's Cinnamon and Apple
Kellogg's.
Jacks.
Yeah, Apple Jacks commercial. You also have been on Broadway. Oh my God, like so many different things. And now you're producing
World
a show
famous.
in Los Angeles.
World famous.
Welcome to Lunch Therapy.
Thank you. Now, this thing kicks me out. I don't know what the timing is. I don't know
If it kicks you out,
because I'm on.
yeah.
Yeah, if it kicks me out, I'll just come back in.
Yeah, it'll just be another day at Lunch Therapy. You know, that's just the way it goes around here. So tell me about the show.
Can you turn his volume up, Joe?
I can't. That's as high as we're getting. That's as high as we get. We're going to have to lean in and listen.
Lean into that.
Can you tell us about your show? You're from Jamaica originally, right? Oh, he's frozen.
Originally from Jamaica.
Yeah.
And, and I must tell you something about the pan.
Yeah.
That pan,
Oh, good.
the steel drum,
Yeah.
was introduced to Broadway in House of Flowers by a friend of Blas and myself, Austin Stoker. He transitioned, but he's the man that brought the pan to Broadway.
Really? I didn't even know it was on Broadway. Wow. That's cool. And what was the show? Do you remember?
Yeah. House of Flowers.
Oh, yeah. House of Flowers. You told me that. Okay, cool. I'm a little...
Austin Stoker was in a play with myself that Jeffrey actually directed at the Lee Strasberg Institute.
Really?
Called Beef No Chicken. Yes, it was also another play, Jamaican writer. By Jamaica.
Oh, that's cool. All right, so this is a Caribbean
It was
music...
award-winning, Blas.
It was award-winning?
I'm sorry, Beef No Chicken, award-winning. The award-winning play, Beef No Chicken.
You have to say award-winning.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
So can you tell us about this play that you're doing now?
This play, it's actually a musical.
Yes.
And it's an adaptation of Moliere's The Doctor in Spite of Himself. And we adapted it to the West Indies, to the Caribbean. And it's just a nice romp of people from the West Indies singing, dancing, and it's all comedy. And it's a lovely presentation in music, color, and the Caribbean people. And the Caribbean people has white, black, and polka dot.
White,
So
black,
it's
and
not
polka
just,
dot.
You know, it's a cross section. Yes, it's like a
I like
United
it.
Nations of people on the stage.
I like it.
We open this Sunday at the Wilshire Ebell Theatre. 3:30 p.m. is the first show, and 7:30 is the second show. And it promises to be fun. It's family friendly, so you may bring the kids. Please bring the kids.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to show a few people that are in the show. It's Obeah Mon. Can you pronounce it for me? Obeah Mon?
Obeah.
Obeah Mon.
No, Obeah. Obeah.
Obeah Mon. Cool. Let's take a look here. So Wendy Barnes is in it as well, right?
Wendy Barnes, gospel recording artist.
Cool.
Talent.
How about this guy? All right, Papa Michigan.
That's Papa Michigan from Jamaica. Michigan, yeah, he's another recording artist and festival winner. He's internationally renowned.
That's great.
He's good. He's real good.
And this guy, Alex Joaquin.
Yes, now Joaquin was a student and he's now a teacher. And he actually started in the ensemble and graduated to the lead in the show because he's that good.
Oh my God, really? Wow. And what about this guy?
Too.
Yep.
What about this Blas Lorenzo guy? Is he dancing and singing on this thing?
Blas does everything. He's dancing, singing, and acting. And Papa Michigan is his scene mate. And Francesca, I forgot Francesca's last name, but that's his other scene mate. But Blas is all over the place on the stage, just being brilliant.
Oh, that's great to hear it. All right, so March 5th, 2 shows, 3:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. This is the Wilshire Ebell Theater, which is a really nice spot. You can get your tickets. They're in the show notes. There's a link to the tickets there. It's on Eventbrite, and there it is. Anything else you want to say? We got to have you on the show sometime, like in a more formal manner, perhaps, so we can hear about your career.
I'd be happy to.
All right.
Of
Well,
course, I'd be happy to, and it's great meeting you.
Thank you. It's very nice meeting you, and it's great having you on the show. And we'll see you soon.
Capasso. Francesca Capasso is the
the person's name. All right.
That's
He's
Cool.
right.
also
Right.
my
right.
stage mate.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, and we're
right.
looking forward to the show. And break a leg to you all. All right. See you
All
later.
right.
I'll see you in a
Thank
couple
so
hours.
much. Come on out, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Come on out.
All
I'll see you in a
right.
couple hours.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that we seem to have some breaking news. That was really cool. Great having people on the show from all over the place, like roving reporters from their cars. But the show is rolling. We've got breaking news. Very, very interesting news today that has to do with the origins of the universe. Many times we've talked about it on the show, where the Webb telescope went out there a million miles away and is out there in space taking pictures of the universe and seeing the universe as it began, and all the way back to the Big Bang theory, because it is all the way back to the Big Bang, which is a theory of the start of the universe. And now what we found out from the pictures that this thing is taking, we are realizing that perhaps the universe is older than we think. We thought it was 13.8 billion years old, but we looked back and we saw these images, which we got to take a look at these images. So sometimes we think, we're going to have these really stunning images of planets and universes and stuff like that. But I mean, we're looking so far back and we're doing ultraviolet. This is what we get. This is what we get. But you know what? It's meaningful to these scientists. And I'll just tell you what they're saying is these are 6 different universes that are out there. And what they're saying is, if this is the birth of the universe right after the Big Bang, these things are way too mature to be universes that were just created. Or I'm sorry, I'm saying universes, but I mean galaxies. These are galaxies. These are 6 different galaxies in the universe, and they're way too big to be that young. So some people are saying that perhaps we're wrong about the origins of the universe. Camel says excited to see the play, the musical. Yeah, that looks really good. They're going to have steel drums in that musical, and they're going to have singing, and Bloss is going to be dancing. Does sound really good. Okay, so there's your breaking news about the beginning origins of the universe. They're going to have to change all the textbooks out there. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do. More breaking news. This is another thing. So we looked out into the universe at the different galaxies. Now we're also starting to look into the Earth. So we were talking last week about the core of the Earth and how they can look at earthquake waves, and it makes a sonogram of the Earth. So from recording these sounds from the earthquake that go through the Earth, we're now using artificial intelligence and supercomputers to find out what's in there. Because we've seen the movie Journey to the Center of the Earth, but that's just a movie. And we haven't really gone down all the way down. And so what they found out just recently, breaking news, they found out that there are more cores to this Earth, or more layers to this Earth than we thought. So apparently there's a 5th core. There are 5 layers to the Earth, and somewhere in there's a big nickel core, a core of nickel. Not Nickelback, but what are you going to say, Bloss?
Isn't that where Frodo lives?
Frodo lives in the nickel core? I don't think so, because I think it's too hot and molten for his furry feet. They would catch on fire. Middle Earth is a good point. It's a good point. That is not, Middle Earth does not take place on the Earth, I don't think.
Oh.
Doesn't it? It's someplace else, right? Or is it like God, now we got to find out. I don't know. Is it on the Earth? Is Middle Earth on the Earth, but maybe a long time ago, or maybe super far in the future? Somebody maybe in the chat room can tell us that. But we got to get on to more breaking news. This is the most important one here. That's pretty cool how it spins. Breaking news, in hummingbird news, in our front yard, we have found, actually, my sister-in-law, Heather, found the nest of the hummingbird. Our hummingbird, his name is Hummy, has now made a nest. And there is a blurry picture of it, but you'll see closer. Now it's on my head. You'll see there is Hummy sitting in the nest.
Wow, an actual hummingbird nest.
Isn't that cool? I've never seen one before.
I don't know if I've seen one. I don't think I've seen one like that. I mean, I've seen them, buzzing around the feeder and stuff like that, but actual nest. Oh man, you're gonna have babies in there pretty soon.
I think it's a good sign, right? Well, there's one egg. It's a tiny little egg. It looks the size of a Tic Tac. It looks like a Tic Tac, in fact. I'll show you. We have a picture. Heather got a picture. Middle Earth is in the middle of the Earth. Jeez. It's not in the middle of the Earth. That's like...
what I thought.
There are probably other names like that, too, that if in the literal mind, you would think, one thing. But then actually, if you used the mind to reason through it, then you would realize there's no way they can live in the middle of the Earth. There's no sun there. Right? Heather is here.
That's right, but there's a sun there. They show us.
It's its own sun. It's dark, too, in the middle of the Earth. Heather says, how's Hummy? So there's Hummy sitting in the nest. And, in Los Angeles lately, and a lot of you have heard this, we've had the weirdest, most extreme weather that we've ever had. There's snow in some places. Yes, last night it was just pouring down rain. We're not used to it. I don't think our hummingbirds are used to it. And Hummy is out there in her nest, and the rain is just coming down. Not like in Seattle either, just like really coming down. And she's just out there. Luckily, she made the nest kind of close to the house, and there are leaves above her acting as a sort of umbrella, right?
Like she put it in the perfect spot.
She put it in the perfect spot. I mean, and our, urge is to help her, in some way. But we know that we can't touch this thing at all. We can't come anywhere near it. We were even thinking maybe we should get an umbrella. No, that would probably even block the sun out. Obviously, we can't help these hummingbirds, but I hope it's going well. We have a picture. This is Heather's picture of the egg. You can see it right there. You can just see part of it there.
Ooh.
It's like this. So what happens is Hummy flies to go get more nectar and then comes right back and sits in there. So there's only a window of time where you can go out there and take a picture of the egg. So Heather got out there.
Heather did that.
Yeah, I mean, she's an amazing photographer because she got half of it, but it's not bad. Not bad.
But she's also the one who
discovered it. She discovered it, yeah.
Like
she's the one who
know it was there yet.
She should be a detective, I think. I think Heather should be a detective. I always thought that Middle Earth was a long time ago when mankind was in its infancy and other magical beings ruled the world. That's what I was thinking too, except I was thinking that it's maybe not that specific. It's like, Hill Street Blues, that show. They had, it was in just kind of a city that was unnamed. There was not a name on the cop cars. They never said what city they were in.
There wasn't Hill Street Blues. Wasn't
No,
it was
just Hill Street.
New York,
Apparently, it was based on Pittsburgh, the Hill District in Pittsburgh. But they never said it. They never said it. Hummingbirds like rain. Keeps the bugs away from the flowers, same as when it gets cold. See, that's the thing. We don't know. Todd knows. We also have a hummingbird expert, Guignel. Exactly. Richard. Yes. Game of Thrones came after Middle Earth. Right. I feel like that's a different planet too, right? Isn't Game of Thrones a different planet? Yeah, Heather did that. There's Heather. She did that right there. She took that picture. Jose is here.
Good job.
Yeah. All right. I like it. All right. Well, this has been breaking news. Thank you for now back to your regularly scheduled program. All right. Wonder what it is. Okay, we're gonna have roving reporter coming up soon, but first, I think we ought to do just a little bit of old school watch party here. We haven't had ASMR soap on in a while, and I think some of us need it. So here's some ASMR soap for you. Probably make it so we can never monetize this video, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Because I love ASMR soap. I don't know if y'all... Wow, is Game of Thrones a different planet? I never even considered that. I'm thinking it's like, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Game of Thrones. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Did they ever say?
Should I watch that show?
Have you never watched Game of Thrones?
It got away. It started and jumped off, and then I kept saying I'll get to it, and I never did.
You have to watch Game of Thrones. You have to watch it.
I'm afraid. Am I going to be trapped in my house?
Oh, you'll be afraid and mortified. Good. This is for Kamala out there.
Valhalla.
This is for Kamala after her harrowing experience this morning. Try to be quiet. Do you find it therapeutic, Floss?
When we got quiet, I actually I feel a little bit of therapy. First, I felt a little like she was crushing the party. And then when we got quiet,
sometimes it's nice to watch people crush things.
Even the sound, though, too.
This is a good one. Let's just watch this. I love that. I don't know why.
Shaking.
This is ASMR Soap, one of my favorite YouTube channels. Kamala likes the cutting of soap, yeah?
That it looks recyclable.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Todd says a hot dog is not the same as a sandwich. A hot dog in a hot dog bun, however, is a tube steak burger. Whoa, interesting. Please subscribe to ASMR Soap. Hunger Games is just before the apes took over the world. Somebody should make a timeline of all these different things that we think take place on the earth, but maybe they don't.
Get your steak.
This is a beaver at the Oregon Zoo. She's gonna add water. Never adds water. Crunchy soap. It's the next big thing. And then Walking Dead falls in between Hunger Games and Planet of the Apes. Okay, that makes sense.
Ooh.
I like the sound of that.
Apes.
This is definitely therapeutic, this part. Makes a lot of sense.
Joel, did you say that the soap therapy, they never use water?
They sometimes will use like a foam. They'll take the soap. There's a whole video on the preparation of the soap, but they will sometimes encase a foam in soap, and then they squeeze it. Explodes in a big foamy, like, I think it might be shaving cream. Okay, I'm going to show one more. This is the first snow this is from 2017, but it's pretty much what's happening in Oregon now, in Portland, is they've got snow. And this is from the Oregon Zoo. This is all the bears playing in the snow. Yeah, that's from the Oregon Zoo as well.
Because I didn't know, I was going to ask you, I didn't know that Oregon had polar bears.
Yes, they had to round up all the polar bears and put them in the zoo, apparently. Hill Street Blues was filmed in Chicago, and the cop cars have Chicago on. They do? Are you sure? Kamala was in Hill Street Blues. We got to ask her. Beavers are really important environmentally.
Oh, yeah.
They maintain the wetlands and preserve the water. Did somebody fact check me on that Hill Street Blues reference? I'd like to see a picture. The Last of Us must be the alternate universe from the COVID pandemic. Well, what happens is in Last of Us is the temperature drops because of global warming, or you know what I mean, climate change. And then this fungus starts growing. Fungus among us starts messing with us in a very, very bad way. All right, so there you go. There's some seals in the snow. But we've got to get on because we've got a roving reporter. Beaver, Todd agrees about the beavers. Hill Street Blues was filmed in New York City, folks. I thought it was filmed on the Fox lot some of the times here in Los Angeles. But you would know, certainly, because you were in it. Hill Street Blues occurs on another planet. Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it occurs in the center of the Earth, at the nickel core. Look at this elephant. I just love elephants. Everybody loves elephants, right? Temperature gets high enough to make fungi available to attach itself to humans. Fungi. I love fungi. I'm a fungi.
You sure are.
Yep, you know it. All right, here we go. Roving reporter, me. Hi, this is Joel Marshall for Lunch Therapy. Behind me is
Chicago.
135 launches of the space shuttle, all in one video, all happening simultaneously. We are here at the California Science Center in Inglewood, California. Now back to you, Joel. Heather actually videoed this. Heather Marshall. Not all the launches, but the video of the launches. And now for a space toilet. Hello, this is Joel Marshall from the California Science Center, and I am looking today at a space toilet. This is how it works.
Male funnels don't have any venting.
Apparently, you sit on there like you're sitting in a chopper, and sucks it right out of you. Let's go around the back here, see if we can take a look inside. We're at the Space Shuttle exhibit here at the California Science Center in Inglewood, California. Now back to you, Joel. Hi, this is Joel Marshall
Okay, wait a minute.
California Science Center. Hold on a second. Couple of things here. The California Science Center is not, I don't think, is in Inglewood exactly, but it's very close. Here are pictures of the Hill Street Blues cars. There is one down at the bottom that says Chicago Police, but most of them say Metro Police, we serve and protect. And it does say Hill Street somewhere. I mean, not that I have to be right or anything, which I'm sure I'm not, which I'm never right. But anyway, back to you, Joel. Hi, this is Joel Marshall. I'm at the California Science Center, and I'm about to go into the Space Shuttle Endeavour exhibits. So come on, let's see what this is all about. Now you're going to see the Space Shuttle in its natural habitat at the California Science Center. There it is. Majestic. There it is, the Space Shuttle Endeavour. Took 3 days to bring it here through the streets of Los Angeles. Little montage here of it coming through the streets of Los Angeles. The street is the Priesting.
I remember that.
I thought it was, are you sure it wasn't St. Elsewhere?
No.
The end of St. Elsewhere? No, maybe not. I thought it was.
What did Matt say?
Matt said at Hill Street Blues, first to show full man butt on a network show.
Working on it in some way.
No, that was NYPD Blue.
They got this big tank,
Wow.
and they're gonna.
I forgot they were two different
I
things.
don't know what they're gonna do with it.
So I do know what they were going to do with the space shuttle. So what they did, this is crazy. They took the space shuttle through all the streets of Los Angeles, and there's a whole photo gallery of this, excursion, which some might think they're mad, like totally off their rocker. But they brought the whole space shuttle through the streets of Los Angeles, and I remember it was like 3 days, and they had to cut trees. They had to do all kinds of stuff. This is some video behind me of that.
Like 7 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour. Remember?
Yeah, just super slow on this huge thing. Apparently, at some point, it was being towed by like a Ford truck or something like that, and everybody was like out to take a look at it, and it was kind of a beautiful thing. But now they've brought it like a big, what is it called, a fuel tank, which is essentially the big orange thing when the thing's about to launch. They brought one of those through the straits, and they have it over there at the California Science Center. And they're going to bring some other booster rockets, and they're going to stand the thing up in a huge building where you can just go see the thing standing straight up, erect, as it were. What? And I don't know why. It's
you're gonna spend all that money on that to erect.
There's a fundraiser even, like a GoFundMe or something. But you can check it out. It's pretty wild. Okay, so more Hill Street Blues.
Build the building around it then.
Yeah, they're going to build. They're building. They've just got this huge plan that they're going to do. I would show it to you, but we got too much to do here. 3 days. Traffic is really bad. Yeah, traffic is so bad. Like, why couldn't they just pick it up on like a bunch of helicopters or something and just drop it in somehow? Or like maybe
leave it alone.
You know how? Yeah, why don't they just leave it alone?
Like that, so people could get in it and look at it.
Why don't they just leave it where it was? People could go there. Just bring the people there, right? Los Angeles is like that. We gotta have it. Gotta have one of these space shuttles. That's just the way we are. All right, so we got our space shuttle. That's cool. I went to see it. This was the space shuttle just for you, fact checkers out there. For you people that like facts, what was the Space Shuttle Endeavour? It successfully completed 25 missions into space, including the first service mission to the Hubble telescope. Remember the Hubble telescope got up there and it didn't work, or it was broken or something like that. They had to send a shuttle up there. They sent a shuttle up there, worked on it, fixed it, came back down. There's so many space missions that we just never even hear about, or we just don't even realize. And then they also went to the International Space Station with this giant, oversized plane and fixed the International Space Station. This is actually the journey behind me to the International Space Station by the Endeavour space shuttle. It took place in 1993, and that was a long time ago, before they had artificial intelligence or supercomputers or anything like that. And they put this
30 years ago.
Wow. So yeah.
So what you're saying, Joel, is they're going to erect it like that when it took off, right? They're going to erect it and put it in a building, so people
giant
can go to
building,
the building to see it.
Just so kids can go there and go, "Wow, look at that thing." Anyway, what's for lunch? That's what's going to happen. It's happening. It's happening. What's that? Yeah, they're right. They're just like, come on, just what are we? Is this place have a restaurant or something? Okay, so they went up, fixed the Hubble telescope. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you the, because there's a lot to get to, but I'm going to show you this, which is...
They had a bunch of missions, man. That's right.
Yeah, that's cool. We like that. Let me just show you the one other thing I want to show you, which is, this is the Endeavour LA campaign. This is where you can donate if you want to see the rocket attached to the shuttle. I mean, it's going to be a giant building, right? You can become Team Endeavour tile sponsor for 10 monthly installments. They're going to dress up your little kids and... What'd you say?
You know what that means, tile sponsor?
Yeah, you can sponsor a tile. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
with your name on it, on the wall.
Oh, I see. Forever. We'll be there. But you won't see that because it'll be up against the tank. There's the tank. The rockets.
It's good.
It's crazy.
Gonna be 30 feet in the air.
It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, you won't be able. You have to have like a telescope. You have to have your own Hubble telescope. All right, let's get into some wildlife there. This show is moving today. It's really moving. Okay, so let me just see about the Hill Street Blues stuff. We don't know. That became a very serious topic of conversation today. Why didn't they just fly it there? I mean, it's a ship, right? You'd think they should be able to fly it there. Does it say Bed Bath and Beyond on the building? NYPD Blue was known.
It was in front of a Bed Bath and Beyond in the earlier pictures you showed. There's a Bed Bath and Beyond building behind it. I mix up Hill Street Blues and NYPD Blue. They're forever inextricably linked. Maybe the same show. Our fraternity brothers, let's see. The Blum twins designed the heat tiles for the space shuttle. Did they? Really? Those guys? Oh my God. It's amazing what some people can do if they just set their beer down, right? According to Alexa, Hill Street Blues was... Oh, you talked to Alexa about it? Oh, I shouldn't say that word because everybody's like, what would you like, Joel? It was filmed in Chicago. You can't do that. On a show like this with millions of viewers, you cannot talk to their robots. Hill Street Blues was filmed in Chicago, Los Angeles, CBS Soundstage, and North Hollywood, where I am currently residing. All right, Hill Street Blues. You know how they do that, right? They shoot all the interior stuff in LA, and some of the exterior on some of the lots that have city-looking facades.
And clearly some of it in New York, right? Look at this. Kamala's like, maybe I did shoot it in LA. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know.
4 years old. She was 4 years old when she was on.
That was a good episode too. It was like a Romeo and Juliet type story. Kamal Lopez, here's a location clue. Do you remember seeing an old couple on the sidewalk? And when the old lady said, "It's raining," the old man replied, "It's it's the air conditioners." I think that's New York, right? I think that's New York. All right.
Conditioners dripping on people?
Yeah. Where's drips on you? So it's raining. All right. So now I'm going to end the show with a mini vacation. Oh, wait. I didn't even talk about the whales. I have to talk about these. Okay.
Look how close that is.
Do you know about killer whales? Do you know that they're not whales? Everybody know that out there? Yeah.
What?
They're not. They're not whales. They're actually dolphins. Is that blowing your mind? They're in the dolphin family. Yeah.
Like a dolphin.
It's a big herkin. Do they say herkin anymore? It's a big herkin.
I didn't know they used to say
dolphin.
Herkin.
We used to say herkin. Now it's probably like not. I don't know. Something's wrong with it or something. But it just means big, really big. At least in my neighborhood, that's what it meant. The ones in the Northwest, they're called orcas. Killer whales is just like a, I don't know, like a nickname or something. Because they are killers, by the way. They're apex predators. That means they have no predators of their own besides humans, which all the humans are the predators of everything. But yeah, and they also kill for sport sometimes. I know. They're like humans. They're a little like humans. They live in pods.
They don't catch them and throw them back in the ocean.
I saw a whole thing where they're observing orcas, and sometimes they'll come up. They'll actually even beach themselves to eat seals, and sometimes they'll kill the seal and just go swim off. Or sometimes there will be a pod, and they will teach one of the young orcas to kill a seal, and then they won't eat it. It's just a teaching thing. So they separate their meals and their teaching. They're completely separate. So as a result, they kill a seal just for the heck of it, and just for a teaching moment. Yep. Now they are diminishing from about 100 in the late 90s. This is the ones in the Northwest, which are called southern orcas. You'd think in the Northwest they'd be called northern orcas. But I guess it's all relative. They're diminishing. So there are about 100 of them out there in the Puget Sound in the late 90s. Now there's only 73. They eat about 30 Chinook salmon a day. And because the Chinook salmon are diminishing, they think that might be why we have less orcas, and then also there's a lot of noise from the boats, and it screws up their ability, their sonar, to hunt fish and communicate with another, and they think that that might be causing a problem.
How could you hunt if all you hear is...
Exactly. And then also, there's all the crap that the humans are putting into the water. They think that might be why.
Oh, you mean like our straws, like our plastic straws? Joel, is that what you
Exactly, like our plastic straws or our Starbucks coffee mugs. So,
there's a little tab at the top of the aluminum can. You mean
or that little green thing they stick in your Starbucks that's just like keeps it from spilling, but it's like a plastic thing that some orca could choke on.
Or a child could stick it in their nose and get it stuck in there.
Did that happen to you?
Oh.
I think that happened to you.
Yeah, it did.
The other thing is male orcas are mama's boys. They have to stay with their moms for much of their lives, sometimes their entire life. And and this is really weird. This is weird too. And the mom sometimes will like chomp on something and he'll just chomp it in half, and then the boy will like eat whatever's left, the leftovers. And it also, this is so weird, this is true. It makes it hard for her to have a sex life because he's around all the time.
Yeah, because he's always hanging around.
He's always hanging around. And so she never gets another pup. And also, so females, they don't do that. Females, they said back in elementary school, females mature faster. And I thought that's bullshit, but I think it's true.
It's absolutely true.
It's absolutely true.
When I grew up, girls were like 9 inches taller than me in elementary school, and then in high school I was taller than them. And
We always thought it was like they were more mature, And then they were though. And then actually they taught the girls about sex before they taught the guys about sex. Did that happen in your school too?
Wait, the whales or the...
No, just in school, elementary school.
Oh. No, we were taught all in 7th grade.
They were like, all the girls are going to go in and learn about sex, and you guys, too bad. Too bad for you.
Really? That's what happened in Seattle? That's terrible.
That's what happened in Edmonds, Washington. I don't know if Matt Wright might
terrible.
remember.
We all, in 7th grade, here in California, sex education was in 7th grade. We all watched the same films at the same time. We learned about our periods at the same time.
Oh, that's
And we
nice.
also learned where babies came from.
Wow. Kamala's been arrested. It's okay, Kamala. You've been under a lot of stress. I'm looking at the comments now. Was that Sesame Street, Matt? Oh, that might have been Sesame Street, the thing about the air conditioners. We call them orcas. Orcas kill for fun.
Yeah, he said that, Jose.
Yeah, I know. Well, he probably said it before I did. Kamala, I witnessed that conversation on tour. The old couple were in lawn chairs, New York City, but I can't remember which borough. When you go into Universal Studios, they got people up in the windows of this kind of New York environment just talking to each other. One guy's in a wife beater, the other guy's got the curlers. And
yeah.
Today I went down and got myself a hot dog.
A slice.
A slice. I got myself a slice. And she's like, yeah, shut up. You're always getting slices. Why didn't you get me one? I don't know. They just go back and forth banter just like that. Just sometimes they say, it's raining in here. It's raining. It's just the air conditioners. Orcas are metal. They like to play catch with seals. Oh my God. Yeah. They're just like us. I like to play catch with seals. Also seen in New York City, a lady came into a diner with a bag of potatoes. Can I trade these for breakfast? Diner dude said, let me look at them. Would not happen in Seattle. That would not happen. You're right. That would not happen. They'd be like, no. Guignol is here. Guignol, we might need your help. We got some incarcerated hummingbirds, and we might need your help. Just saying. All right. I don't think I can take you on a mini vacation today because we went to Universal Studios. All right, let's just look a little bit at it, and then we'll.
Well, don't do a little bit. I want to see all of it.
Okay, it's going to be extensive. So here we go. Mini vacation.
Yes. Mini vacation with Joel and the family.
That's right. So, So yeah, so we went to, this is just raw footage from the thing. Oh, not raw, I mean I edited it. But we went to Universal Studios. This is the Nintendo World. This is, yeah, this is what it looks like in the day.
Alexander, I gotta take it.
That sky looks fake, but it's real. That's the real sky before it started pouring down rain, which was not that day, thank God, but it was pretty cold. Anyway, we went there. There's George and Jack. Did Kamala get arrested again? I think it's the first time. I hope.
And yell.
I don't
It's
know. I
for
haven't
a
checked her
special
record.
cause.
For a good cause. You'll have to see it at the beginning of the show. So anyway, there's
Only been the 12th time.
the other ones weren't for a good cause, right?
She's
All right,
got a
so
rap sheet longer than my arm.
so then we went in, right? And there's a line, and the line was like 2 hours long. And there's all kinds of magic mushrooms in there, and all kinds of weird crystals. But it's pretty cool, and there's a black light a lot of times, so like different things were lighting up on our bodies. And then this. This is after like an hour of being in the line.
That's the line?
That's the line.
This is Joel Marshall.
And then while you're in line, are there
For
things
lunch
going on?
therapy. I'm at the
Look at, listen.
Nintendo World at Universal Studios, and we are having some technical difficulties. The ride has stopped. Not sure when it's going to start again. Now back to you, Joel.
It stopped. Can you believe it? The line stopped, and it was just sort of, we were just standing there, and we'd been there for like an hour. So we stood there longer.
Joel Marshall reporting from Universal Studios at the Super Nintendo ride that just opened last week. Apparently they're having technical difficulties, and it's going to be a wait.
So we ended up leaving. There's that place that I had earlier. Yeah, we ended up leaving the ride. We had to leave the line an hour, maybe an hour and a half in. I mean, it's an interesting line. And then we spent the whole, you had to make a reservation, right? You have to make a reservation. So we made a reservation for 7:30 at night now. So we got there at like 9 o'clock in the morning. And now we have to be there until 7:30 at night. So we went and rode other rides. So we rode the Mummy ride. You ever see the movie The Mummy?
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser?
But not the Tom Cruise one. Not very good.
No, the Brendan Fraser one. I think this is based on the
Fraser's
Brendan Fraser.
With Rachel Weisz. Very good.
Yeah, he just won the Screen Actors Guild Award.
This is Joel
Oh, did he?
Marshall reporting
Yeah.
for lunch
whale?
therapy.
So here we are again. Listen.
At Universal Studios that has been canceled. We're waiting. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
We'll get back to you later on. Now back
Another
to you,
one.
Joel. So all the lights are on. I
Wait a
think
minute,
they're gonna
the
have to
Mummy
roll
too?
the kernel.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mummy too. They had to like roll the kernel. They had to, I don't know. They had some weird
They're letting people out.
curse, I think. Mummy curse. So they took everybody out.
In the ride.
What? Oh yeah, they took everybody out of the ride.
We'll get back to you.
Here, let's. I maybe explain it.
There's a booth up there. How long do you think we've been waiting?
About 15 minutes or so.
15 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Luckily, this line wasn't long.
We'll get back to you, Joel, when we know more about the situation.
I was wearing a mask.
Okay,
So many
back
people.
here at the Mummy ride, the lights seem to have dimmed now, and I think that maybe they're going to get the ride going. We're not
No!
sure. There seems to be a lot of excitement.
Just want to answer this question. No, we were not able to save our progress. We had to start all over again at 7 o'clock at night.
Except for Nintendo, you had to make an appointment.
Yeah, we had to make an appointment, and then it was like, oh, well, we'll get there. The curse of give me my freaking money back. No, we actually waited it out. We waited it
The
out.
question is, like, who would get on a ride after it broke down? This guy.
We will.
You guys are some intrepid people here. So if you find this camera, please send help. Hopefully we'll be okay.
I was starting to get scared because the thing breaks down, and there's just a bunch of kids running the ride. They're just a bunch of kids, and they're like looking around like nobody's in charge. They're pointing up to the booth. There's like a booth where people are looking down. And then we finally got on the ride, and I'm thinking we're going to die, you know, because it's like broken. So we get in there.
But if it gets broke and you're in the middle of it, the kids, what are they going to do?
I don't know. They're not going to do anything. And the weird thing about the Mummy ride at the Universal Studios is it was my favorite ride. And the reason it was my favorite ride is because it was terrifying. It was the most terrifying ride I've ever been on. First of all, because it broke down, and then we got on it. And then it took us into the darkness, and just like it was a roller coaster in the darkness really fast. And then the thing is this, it started out slowly, and all the rides at Universal, I don't know anything about them. I've never researched them or anything. So I don't know what's going to happen. I just wait in line. And so when we got on the thing, I thought it was going to be like Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, where it just goes kind of slow, and then it drops off, and then yo ho ho, da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. That's not what happened here. It went really slowly, and then all of a sudden Imhotep or somebody came out and said, "You're cursed!" And the thing just took off like really fast in the dark, as fast as it could possibly go. And then it stopped abruptly, and you're in this room, and all these scarab beetles came out like they were going to eat us. And then it went backwards, same speed, super fast, backwards. And it scared the crap out of me. But it was, it was worth the wait.
Okay, so they made me turn off my camera on the Mummy ride. We did ride it, and it was actually quite terrifying.
Let's see.
There's a part where it stops, and then all these beetles come out.
I'm kind of worse for wear at this point.
Backwards. And
you don't look well.
Pretty horrifying.
It's not well.
Especially when you see the kids that are running.
Anyway, we can't go through the whole thing, but I bet everything was working at Harry Potter World. Harry Potter World was exquisite, I must say. I don't know anything about Harry Potter, as you know, so it's a little more fun if you know about it. And there's all kinds of people in their wizard outfits and stuff. And so that's pretty fun. Really enjoyed that. The ride, I have a whole video of it at some point. Maybe I'll show you all. But eventually we got back to Mario World, and you'll see it's like, it's dark. It's dark. And we had to go through that line again.
We had an appointment.
We had an appointment, but you still have to wait 2 hours. 2 hours. There we are. This is the point where we had gotten before, when the ride stopped. And then the ride itself, the line is pretty interesting. There's all kinds of videos and fun little things that you watch. If you know anything about Nintendo, it would be fun. You would be like, oh, there's the trophy that I won when I ran the race. And it's about Mario Kart, really. And then when you get on the ride, you put this thing on your head, and it's way too much input, because the thing has a mask on it that has things going on in that, which is enhanced reality or whatever. And
it's a virtual mask.
It's not it's virtual, but it's that enhanced virtual where you can see the rest of the world, and you can see that. They call it, I'm saying enhanced, it's called something else.
Marshall reporting for lunch therapy.
Oh,
How many hours do you think we waited in line?
We waited about 2 hours.
2 hours.
A little longer this time.
This time.
An hour the other time. We're at the very end here. We're at the front of the line for the Mario Kart.
Look at me, I look like I've been through a war.
It's like a video game, right?
It does look like a video
Are you
game.
going to get the trophy?
How's my hat?
Looks great.
Nice, isn't it? It's very mature.
Look on his face.
I know. But anyway, here's a little bit of it. I don't think, I can show the whole thing because
Looks like Las Vegas in here.
it looks like Las Vegas. This is the ride.
There's
There's so much going on in this ride. There's a point where I put the camera in my mask. Here it is. See, there's stuff going on there too. And you're playing a video game and driving at the same time, supposedly.
Are you driving, or someone's driving and you're playing the video game?
We're driving. There's points. You win points.
Oh, you're playing the game.
I don't know. I can't deal with it anymore. I'm going to have to breathe after that. It's so much input.
You look like you went through it all over again.
I did. I went through the stress. This is not that kind of show. But everything was working. Everything was working in Harry Potter world, but it was...
Well, it's magical there. They got the wand.
They got the magic, yeah. The Mario people, they don't have that. They don't have the magic.
They got USB cords.
But you're concerned about having a seizure. I know, really? I was concerned about COVID. I was concerned about having a seizure. I was concerned about freezing to death because it happens to be a remarkably cold day in Los Angeles. And because I'm from Los Angeles, I was freezing cold. Nobody else was. But it was fun.
The Beatles and the Mummies ride, that was great, right? The Beatles, you said?
Transformer ride was really good. Yeah. Anyway, let's dance this thing out. What do you say, Blas? Oh my God, it's mysterious. There's something mysterious happening. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here today on this excursion. I'm so glad that my wife's out of jail. But
yes.
I'm also glad that if anybody is going to get the Equal Rights Amendment published in the Constitution, it is her. And so we're in good hands.
Kamala and the crew, equal means equal.
That's right. Let's see what Heather says. I guess we'll have to limit our visits. We took years off your life. One of the things about my family, Heather and Jack and George and Dave, is they are just so easygoing and they have such stamina and resilience that I'm amazed. They're just happy the whole time. And I'm just like, freezing and complaining and suffering, doing my little roving reporters.
Panic attack, dude. And they're just like, why are you relaxed, dude? It's a 2-hour wait.
What, you're cold? They're like, you're cold? I'm like, yes, I'm cold. And I had like layers. I had like a ski parka on and a rain jacket and all that stuff. All right. So if anybody wants to find out about the Equal Rights Amendment and where we are, go to equalmeansequal.org if you want to join the fight, because clearly that fight is going on and on and on. And we got to get this thing ratified so we can get on with our lives, right? Camalita! This is Lalita.
And it could be legal.
You go. All right.
And everyone can be equal.
Yes. That would be good. If people have, people have equal opportunity. We got to have equal opportunity, right? Now, I'm just going to take a look at this. This is a weird thing that Matt wrote. High school health teacher told my class that a man's genitals expand when it gets cold and contract when warm. When I objected, football players laughed at me. What do you know, you little... So there you go. There's a little traumatic event for the end of the show. Man. Let's dance this thing out. Let's dance this thing out. Here we go.
Bullied in sex ed.
Yep.
Oh, Matt. Oh, Matt.
So uncool.
What do you know?
This is good, too. All right. We got Fernando Ufret.
We can dance if we want to, we can leave your friends behind. Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, and then no friends of mine. I say, we can go where we want to, a place where they will never find. We can act like we come from out of this world, leave the world one far behind. We can dance, we can sing.
This is, of course, Fernando Ufret, one of our favorites.
We can go where we want to, the night is young and so am I. And we can dress real neat from our hands to our feet and surprise them with a victory cry. I say, we can act if we want to, if we don't, nobody will. And you can act real rude and totally removed, I can act like an imbecile.
This is one of my favorite songs.
I say, we can dance, everything is out of control. We can dance, doing it from pole to pole. We can dance.
You're going to be dancing in a show March 5th.
We can dance.
March 5th. Wilshire Abel. Link is in the show notes.
What show?
Are you having fun doing that show?
Oh man, the rehearsals are a blast because it's such a celebration and the music's really good.
Cool. Are you playing any steel
We
drum?
can dance if we want to. All your life and mine. As long as we visit, never gonna lose
Is somebody
it,
playing it in there?
never fine. I say,
the
we can
band's
dance
got
if
the
we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, then no friends of mine. I say, we can dance, everything is out of control. We can dance, we're doing it from pole to pole. We can dance, everybody look at your hands.
I really like
We
this
can
place.
dance,
Dance
we can
away.
dance, everybody's taking the chance. Oh, well, it's safe to dance. Oh, yes, it's safe to dance.
Could be the
Oh, well, it's
steroids.
safe to dance. Oh, well, it's safe to dance. Oh, well, it's safe to
Oh, there's the
dance.
steel drum. Nice, I
Oh,
like
yes,
it.
it's safe to dance. Oh, well, it's safe to dance. Oh, it's
Safe to dance.
And it's safe to dance.
All right, everybody, thanks for being here. See you on Friday.
Dance. It's a safe to dance.
Thanks, Jeffrey Anderson Gunter. Hummingbirds, stay out of jail.